Hello, bookish friends. I hope y'all are having a great August. I hope it's better than mine. Mine has been a total crapshoot. I've written like nothing. I've read like nothing. It's been a month of slack for me, to say the least. This Monday, I started The Guest List by Lucy Foley, and I'm only a chapter in. Started this Monday afternoon. Got about a chapter in, then had to deal with family stuff. Yesterday, I did nothing. I attempted to read outside, but I worked on my bujo a little bit instead. And then watched Hallmark movies for the rest of the day and night. So I'm planning on reading and finishing this before Friday night, because Saturday and Sunday, the Weeby Bookin' Book Club on Facebook is having a darker shade of Schwab readathon. I haven't decided which Victoria Schwab book I'm going to read. It wasn't until this very moment that I even remembered that this readathon was this weekend, and so now that's kind of throwing my whole plan up. My choices for this Victoria Schwab readathon for the Weeby Bookin' Book Club are this trilogy, because yes, I do have the box set because it was on sale sometime last year, I think it was, and I got it for a pretty good price. So I might read the first one. I do have the audiobook for the first book, so that might be a good possibility just because I do have the audiobook, and that can help me while I'm multitasking during the week. During the weekend. So like when I'm going through all of my clothes, because that is a project that I need to do this weekend, maybe that's a good idea to read the first book because I have it on audio. The other option I have is The Dark Vault, which technically is not one book, it's a bind-up of the archived series. Yeah, the archived and the Unbound. I think this was the first series that she published, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. I'm not sure. So this is another possibility. I also have This Savage Song, which I've heard really great things about. I don't have the sequel to this yet. And I have The Near Witch, which I think this might have been her first published, but it didn't do well, and then it just got rebranded and like reprinted recently, last year. I don't know. These are the choices I have for the Victoria Schwab readathon. I don't know which one I'm going to read yet. In the Summer of Sarah McLean read along, we are reading this beautiful book. This is a reread for me, so this is going to be really quick to get through for me. I might just throw on the audiobook and call it a day because I do have the audiobook as well. So I'm going to be reading this. I'm going to be reading this. And I need to catch up and read this. I haven't decided on this one yet. Is it a necessity? Maybe I'll just read Sarah's short story. I just don't know how I feel about short stories, guys. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time picking this one up. I don't understand. So, I've got a lot of reading to do this week. Oh no. Am I setting myself up for failure? I guess we'll find out. So I wanted to do a quick reading update for you. It is Thursday night, and I finally made some kind of dent in this book. I am currently on page 70 or 71, I think, from when I was listening to the audio earlier because I had to go to my eye doctor appointment, and my eye doctor was 45 minutes away, and it's just a long whole story, but for some reason the Cobra insurance said that my stuff was invalid even though I paid it 2 weeks ago and had to reschedule my appointment. Luckily, I was able to get into the office that's literally 5 minutes away rather than 40 minutes away. But anyway, so I was listening to the audiobook and I was able to get a big dent in. I think I read like 40-ish pages yesterday, so on the way to the eye doctor, I think I read 30 or 35 pages. But I'm not gonna read any more of it tonight because I think we're coming close to a possible thriller portion of the book, and it's like 10:30 at night, and I get nightmares real bad. So even though I love thrillers, I can't really read them right before going to bed. I have to read them in the daylight. So I'm not going to read this tonight. I'm going to probably read more of this tomorrow. I do need to catch up on this week's book for the Summer of Sarah MacLean, which is Wicked and the Wallflower. It's a reread for me, so I don't really have to, I just have to like skim and refresh myself for the most part, because I only remember bits and pieces, but I remember really liking it. I think this was a 5-star read when I first read it. We'll see if it's still going to be a 5-star read. I do have the Kindle version from when I first read it, so maybe I'll read that tonight, but I'm not sure. I don't know what to read. It's slowly opening. I have to pick something that's on my Kindle because I'm going to be going upstairs to lay down for a little bit. I'm going to be going upstairs to lay down before going to bed, and I use my Kindle when I'm upstairs because it's the paperweight and it has like the backlight in it, and that doesn't wake up my husband, as to where if I put on the bedside light, that would wake him up. So I'm forced to read what's on my Kindle when I'm laying down in bed. So what do I want to read? I don't even know. I don't even know what I'm in the mood for. So I've got this on the Kindle. I've got this on the Kindle. The live show for this is tomorrow evening. I probably should read this, but I might read this. And who knows, by the time I go upstairs, I might even change my mind again. What can you do? And I might even not read. I might just catch up on the originals because I started I started watching it again. Not again because I haven't finished the series yet. I got back into watching TV shows after, like, I took a huge break while I was writing. And actually, I've just been kind of bad in general this year on catching up on my shows. So I started catching up on the originals again a few days ago, and I'm finally on the final season, and I'm 3 episodes in, and it's gonna break me. I already know. It's gonna break me. It's already breaking me. But I'm super excited for it, to be like caught up so that I can finally move on to Legacies, because I hear that one's really great. But yeah, so it's between Alyssa Cole, Sarah McLean or something else. I guess I don't know. I don't know what I'm in the mood for. I kind of want to read vampires. Like, I'm in a paranormal mood. So maybe I'll read the next Immortals After Dark. Okay, so maybe I'll read this one. I don't know. It might be this one. This series is a trip, by the way. Like, a trip. I've only read the first 2 books, and crazy but good, and I'm really loving the journey about it. I think I started the series last year, with every intention to be completely caught up and with, you know, both the series and all of the Fated Mates podcast episodes, but I didn't. I failed in that. Like, I fail in every challenge or idea that I set myself up to, but that's going to change. So yeah. So maybe this. Maybe Alyssa Cole. I don't know, because I do have this on audio, and I think all of these are on Scribd too for like the ebooks. So why are decisions so difficult? What I kind of wish I had as a Kindle edition is this, because I'm kind of really also wanting to read this right now. Maybe I'll check to see if it's on Scribd. So now I'm up to 4 choices. What is wrong with me? Okay. I'll update tomorrow. Night. I finished 2 books last week and read half of another one. So I finished Those Who Wait by Haley Cass. Gave that 3.75 stars. I believe I talked all about that in last week's vlog. So there's that. I finished my reread of Wicked and the Wallflower. This was more like a skimming, because since I had already read it, I just wanted to refresh my brain on the story. Sarah McLean is seriously like a queen. So did I like it? Of course I liked it. I think this was a 4 to 4.5 star book for me, if I remember correctly. I'm gonna have to read over my notes. But if you like historical romance and you have not read Sarah McLean yet, what are you doing? Get on that train. Those are the 2 books that I finished last week, and then I read half of The Guest List by Lucy Foley. And yeah, so that's my reading update for last week. Hello, bookish friends. It is Wednesday, August 26th, and I totally forgot to do some reading updates this week. So, for those of you who know, this week is Summerween, hosted by Olivia Reads a Latte and Gabby Reads, and it's all about reading all the spooky things, and there are 5 prompts, and the 5 prompts are: read a book with a creepy cover, read a paranormal or supernatural book, read a book with a haunted house, read a book in the dark, and read a book recommended by one of the hosts. So I have some reading updates for you because I've actually been reading. So first up is The Guest List by Lucy Foley. I finished this on Monday night. It was a solid 3.75 to 4 star book for me. It was not as thriller-esque as I was expecting it to be. It was more mystery, which I like. I like mysteries, but it was definitely more of a mystery for me than a thriller. There weren't very many like thrilling elements that happened. The atmosphere in this book is great. It takes place on an isolated island, which just added to the atmosphere and added to the creep factor. I will say that it kept me guessing. So I will say who I thought was the murdered body, I was correct. However, I was incorrect on guessing who the murderer was. So there's that. So finished that book. So there's one book down. And I started rereading and then continuing to read. I'm more than halfway through Bloodlines. So I think when I was doing my TBR, I was on like I was just about to start chapter 11. So that was page 160. And I'm now on page 283. So I've read over 100 new pages in this book. I'm really liking it. I think my favorite part about it is that Adrian's in it, and he was the character that did not get a happily ever after in the previous series that he was in, and I was heartbroken. So I'm so glad that she did a spin-off series with him, but I can't believe it's taken me this long to even pick it up. So with that being said, I am almost 2 books down. It is Wednesday, and I still have 5 more books to choose from. Granted, one of them is a graphic novel, so I'll probably do that one today, because this one I've actually been reading in the dark, so I'm going to continue that tonight, because I've been listening to the audiobook, which I'm iffy about the narrator. Like, I like the narrator's voice for Sydney and like the actual narration, but when it comes to the voice of Adrian, I don't like how she portrays his voice. That's just me, but I am listening to that while in the dark, so this is going to be my read a book in the dark. I'll probably going to read the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina graphic novel today, so that'll be the paranormal / supernatural. Then after that, I think I'm just gonna have to pick up the Hocus Pocus book, because look what came! Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. This is my new water bottle. Well, actually, it's a hot cold cup. It's stainless steel, so I can put coffee in here too, but it's gonna be my water. So look, oh my god, isn't it so pretty? And it's glow in the dark, so like, how awesome is this? I love my friend so much. Okay, so with that being said, this is the reading update for today. I will get back to you. Hey bookish friends. Okay, so today I'm coming at you with the wrap up of last week's reading vlog, which was during Summerween. And granted, I didn't get through as many books as I had on my TBR, which, let's be honest, I didn't think I was going to get that far. I did do more than I thought I would. So I finished Bloodlines, and I was only like a quarter of the way through. So I read 3/4 of this. I read this entirely in the dark, so that hit that prompt, and it's a paranormal / supernatural because it deals with vampires and alchemists. So that was awesome, and I'm so happy that I can cross this off of my TBR and continue on with the series, because Adrian's like my favorite character in this world. So, yay. And then I also finished the guest list. So I was about, I think I had like 100 pages read in this when Summerween started. And I finished this, and this hit the prompt of recommended by a host, and I believe it was Gabby Reeds that recommended this one, and I really liked it. I finally read this and I loved it. I can't wait to, I think there's one more volume if I'm not mistaken. I don't know, I have to look it up. I know they never finished the comics, I think. But this, I'm so excited to continue on with the show because I really like this. So all in all, I think I had a pretty decent reading week. I was hoping to read Brazen and the Beast by Sarah MacLean, and that didn't happen. No, between me finishing the originals, I think last weekend, and then immediately started Legacies, and I'm already halfway through season 2. Clearly I have issues because I just binge watch TV like crazy on certain weeks. But with the amount of binge watching that I did, and I read 3 books in 1 week, I think that's pretty awesome. So this week I'm gonna focus on getting back in the game for the Sarah MacLean read along. So yeah, Summerween I think was a success. Do I wish I read more? Yes. Could I have read more? Yes, if I wasn't sucked into paranormal TV shows. And I also had a 2-year-old birthday party to go to on Saturday. Friday was my brother's birthday, so he came over and we did like a lunch, and he was over for a few hours. And then Sunday was our fantasy draft, so that just took the entire day, and I probably could have read at least another book if I didn't do all the other things that I was doing this week. But I think it was a great week reading wise. So until next reading vlog, talk to you guys later. Bye!